What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Just wanted to come at you with my two-year review on the Prime Inc. claims department. Before I get to that, let's get into a quick little update. I'm in London, Ohio. I got repowered yesterday. The guy that picked up my load finished taking mine out to Camden, New Jersey. I gave him $25 out of my pocket since I knew there was a $25 gate fee at that receiver. I'm a nice guy like that, you know what I'm saying? And I got a load picking up about 34 miles from there, going to Illinois. Now listen, that's a great trade-off. Going from a place I hate to a place that I like going, shoot, that's a win-win. Anyway, that's about it. You know, I wasn't really thinking about doing this video for a while, but you know, I've been trying to do these 2-year reviews, and sometimes the motivation for those is a little bit hard unless something sparks your interest. And there is another person that's long in the tooth like me at Prime. Her name is Miss Monique, and anyway, she's a new truck driver at Prime. She's retired and everything, so we have that age in common and everything. But she just did a video talking about her experience with the claims department. And I think some of the stuff that she was talking about in her video was just because she didn't really know the process. And that's one of the things I'm talking about. Listen, I spent 140,000 miles on my trainer's truck, so I went through a lot of things that people that are getting off at 30,000, 50,000 never went through. So that is one of the advantages of staying on your trainer's truck. Before I get into this, go check out her YouTube channel. I'm going to put a link to her channel in the description below, as well as the if you check in the comments, I'm going to have her comment pinned. And if you're thinking about coming to Prime, check out my girl Heather Murrill over there. Young go-getter, hook her up, help start her build her reputation over at Prime. But let's talk about this situation with claims. So we have two kind of claims. We have like accident claims, you have like product claims. Now I've had both of those, and I'm gonna say that in a perfect world, claims is very simple and easy to deal with. The problem is, this isn't a perfect world, and claims, I think claims, as much as I love my Peterbilt, claims is like a Peterbilt dealership, you know? Always open whenever you don't need them, and then never open when you need them. You know? And I'm not saying claims isn't open 24 hours a day, but if you call them between like 1 a.m. and like 6, maybe 5 a.m., depending on where you're at in the country, it takes a long time to get a hold of them. And the problem with it isn't that I don't mind sitting and chilling. The problem is, again, when you're dealing with claims, you're never dealing with them on your terms. You're never dealing with them at that perfect customer that has all the parking in the world. You're usually dealing with them at a place where they're like, get out of here. Go. I don't care where you go, just go be here. So, you know, I think the last time I had a claims, I was in downtown Milwaukee. You know, I think the time before that I might have been at a Walmart, so that was good. You know, overall, I don't have a problem dealing with claims. I haven't had to deal with them under the worst of circumstances other than in Milwaukee. And I'm sitting on the side of the road in this little industrial area waiting for them to tell me what's going on. And it's not like this is one of those industrial areas where trucks parked on the side of the road is like a common occurrence. So that made me feel a little uncomfortable. So I've had it there. I've had it at a Publix in Florida, which was great. And I forget the other one, but my claims have all been, for the most part, easy to handle, except for that one time. And really, it only takes one time to like give you a bad taste in your mouth, and that was the one in Milwaukee. So, you know, just like most or mini reefer loads, they're delivering early in the morning, so it takes a while. Well, it's always going to take a while to get through to them, it seems like, except for maybe one time I've dealt with. So it's going to take a while to get a hold of them. Then you got to, tell them what's going on. And, I don't care if they say there's one Skittle that's on a pallet. They're going to want to picture that one skillet or Skittle that's left on the pallet. So you got to go take the picture. Then you got to, and what I'm going to suggest is call them before you enter anything on your depart thing. So call them, tell them what's going on. They're going to ask you for some information, send them a bunch of stuff, and then they'll get back with you on what they want you to do with it, which is fine if you're just able to sit somewhere. The problem is you just aren't always in a place where you could sit somewhere. Because I did have a time when I was with my trainer, and it was like, there's really nowhere around to sit. They want you to stay at the receiver, but, that's why I say that sometimes people in these other departments need to, like, come out over the road so they can understand how ridiculous some of this stuff is that they're asking. Just sit at the shipper, or excuse me, sit at the receiver, like, okay, well, if that was an option, I'd just sit here at a receiver after every load and figure out where I'm going. It's not always an option, but okay. But like I said, for the most part, everything's cool. Call them, give them the information, send them some photos. They give you a claim number, tell you what to do with it, and it's done. All right, so in a perfect world, that's great. And 3 out of the 4 times I've dealt with claims, that's been great. 3 of the 4 times, I think, I had a pizza one, a couple yogurt ones, some hams. The ham one was cool. That was the one that was in Milwaukee after sitting on the side of the road for what seemed to be forever. I was handing out hams like I was Nino Brown in New Jack City, so that was good. It really wasn't that many, like 9 hams or something like that. All my claims have been small. If you get a big claim like I got in Salt Lake City, and lucky for me, I was in Salt Lake City, so I went to the terminal and waited for their decision, because that decision was taking a while. They're like, okay, well, there's this food bank. If anybody says food bank in claims, realize you're going to be going through some headaches. But all right, there's a food bank. Here's the customer code. Drop it off in there and get a receipt. All right, listen. These food banks aren't set up for no 53-foot trailers, all right, just so you know. So you're pulling in a place that's not meant for no, 53-foot trailer and trying to back it into this dock. I was almost about to just tell them, you need to get some people out here and just pull this shit off. Or move that car. One of the two. But something's got to happen because this ain't getting in. So they ended up moving the car, ended up backing in. But like I said, I think that the only issue with claims isn't necessarily the process. It's always availability. It's always like you get a claim at the worst possible time of day. So if you are, well, like I said, I haven't had them in too many bad situations where I've actually had to leave a property or something like that. But if I'm calling it the wrong time of day, it is taking a while to get through. And then, I think it's sometimes you get hung up on, not intentionally, but you get hung up on, like the system will drop your call or whatever. And it, you're already at a heightened sense of frustration when this is going on. So, anyway, a lot of that's not their fault. I do think maybe just having more people available during them off hours, because that makes it really horrible. Because you're sitting there at 2 o'clock in the morning, and somebody will just be like, okay, we'll just go to the truck stop. All right, see, that lets me know right there you don't know anything about trucking. So that's like me telling you to walk 15 miles to go do some shit. But anyway, different point. I think a lot of it is just the time frame that a lot of them work. So I don't really have a problem with it. I just know it could be an issue if you get that claim at the wrong time. Now the equipment claims is a total, that's a different situation. So usually you're just going to have that if you back into some shit, tear some shit up, somebody hits you, whatever. And I got my first taste of this driving on I-40, going probably right as you cross into, maybe 15 miles into North Carolina from Knoxville, Tennessee. A deer ran off the side of the road and decided to hit the side of my truck, put a dent in it, called up claims, showed them the picture, called up claims. They, told me what to do, sent in pictures, all this kind of stuff. And within 2.5 minutes, I had something informing me of my $1,000 deductible, and I could probably remember exactly the way that went. This is to inform that the $1,000 deductible will be deducted from something along those lines. That really kind of bothered me, but not that much. My next claim, I'm trying to remember the order of them. The next claim was a car hit me in St. Louis, right by the St. Louis Arch. Car comes off and on-ramp and hits me. And if you're familiar with St. Louis, those on-ramps drop you onto the highway, or at least some of them, after the car has passed you. So I wouldn't have been able to see this for anybody that's going to say, well, if you're defensive driving, because I already know that's coming. But you can't see them because they're coming behind you. But a car hit me, and I do all the stuff, call safety, do the claims, all that kind of stuff. Props to, and I'm losing everybody's name, but props to the safety department for helping me through that portion of it. But then, as soon as I put in the information for claims, when I'm sitting on the side of the road, once everything, the officer's like, all right, you can go, like within 5 minutes, I'm getting something informing me of my $1,000 deductible. And I'm just like, that one, that really pissed me off right there. I'm gonna keep that one 100% real, because these guys don't know if I was hurt, not hurt, whatever. That email came across so fast that I'm gonna keep this 100%. That email came across so fast that in my younger days, I potentially could have quit a place over this, because I'm all about that. Like, I've softened in my old age, but those stuff like that is kind of the stuff that I would just be like, you know what? That's too disrespectful for me to like hang out for. So that one kind of pissed me off. And I think the next one, I had a trailer that didn't have a chain on the back door, and I was kind of in a hurry. So, it wasn't so much I was in a hurry. I couldn't find my zip ties, so I had some Gorilla tape. Tried to tape the door to the trailer, and when I was backing up, I guess that tape didn't hold, and it opened up, and as I was backing in, it like caught this stair railing, and popped out a little bit of the insulation on the inside of the door. And I don't even know if it costs $500 to fix the door, but I did get an email as soon as I hit enter on the thing, talking about this is to inform me that the $500 deductible, so I've begun to learn not to hold the trucking industry to the same norms as I would any other business that I've been in, primarily, let's say, the mortgage or banking industry. It's almost like they can't help themselves. Like they don't know the technology is there to where you can send an email delayed. Like, you know what? And I'm sure that the email that got sent to me was an automated email, but there might be a way to delay that email about another 2 hours to let the excitement of the accident kind of wear off, or the anger over what you just did wear off, rather than it kind of hit you that quick will say, you know, on the opposite end of that spectrum, once I got the truck in to Springfield, everything was handled, you know, no rigmarole about stuff getting done on the truck. That was a very seamless process. So it seems like I'm complaining about some of this stuff, and you know, I'm gonna keep it honest with you. Some of that stuff there is a reason to complain about. All right, but as a whole, I'm gonna say that if I'm gonna give the claims department on the product side, you know, if I was to rate them, I'm probably gonna rate them maybe about a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and a lot of that isn't because of how they deal with you once they deal with you. Is getting to that actual person to deal with you is the frustration. On the equipment side, I'm probably gonna go, just because getting everything fixed and everything is so easy, I'm probably gonna give them a little bit of slack on those emails. Again, like I said, I've mellowed out in my age, because I can assure you, without a doubt, anybody that really knows me knows that back in the days, I would like, if you came to me with anything kind of sideways, like that I felt was a little disrespectful, it was a wrap. But I've mellowed out in my age for the best, because I've made a lot of bad decisions. But I'm gonna have to rate the equipment side, maybe I'm gonna say 4.25 out of 5, and strongly based on the fact that getting everything done was really no brain damage at all. So I brought the truck in the terminal, told the body shop what needed to get done. They came out, took a look at it, told me that they'd come and pick up the truck at such a time, and then 5 days later they'd replace the fairings, fuel tanks, you know, everything they needed to get done on that. So, and then the trailer was just like, you know, just drop the trailer off somewhere. But those are my views on that. Anyway, I got a call coming in. Thanks for stopping by No Hippie Truck and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.